up everyone? So in today's video we have a very exciting one. So shout out to, I think your name was Noah. Noah, if you're watching right now, thank you for the idea, and I apologize for everyone, including you, who hit me up and asked me to do your car like if it was stock. I literally found like the perfect speed. It's literally 2013 bone stock, so it's gonna be a good one. But Noah, thank you for the idea. So I'm just gonna be doing a brief comparison, just like, you know, showing you both cars, like just explaining like stock versus full bolt-on. So hopefully this video will help you out today to, like, if you have a stock Speed 3 and you're thinking of going like full bolt-on or starting to modify your car, hopefully this video helps out. So let's get to it. All right everyone, this is Eric. Eric, thank you for coming out today.
No problem, here it is.
So go through it real quick for the people.
So it's a 2013 Mazdaspeed 3. It's got 135,000 kilometers on it. It's pretty much bone stock. The white line front sway bar end links. But besides that, that's the bone stock.
Cool. So for anyone who's new to the channel or doesn't really know a lot about my car, it's a 2013 Mazdaspeed 3. Right now it's currently full bolt-on on a stock turbo, fully tuned, and it has around 182,000 kilometers. So she's up there. All right, so let's get the elephant out the room. So why is your Speed stock?
So when I bought the car, it had the Cobb SF intake on it. It had a Turbo XS 50/50 blow-off valve on it. It had pretty much a straight pipe on it. Just mods out everywhere. And then I wanted to go back to stock just to start from a fresh platform. Part of that also was because I didn't know if I wanted to keep the car or not, but now I know I'm going to keep it. So now I have a stock platform to sit on, and I can just build the car from there.
Okay, so what are your future plans with the car? Now that you have a completely stock, fresh platform, tell us.
So first things first is I'm gonna get an access port, intake, high pressure fuel pump, then a proper tune on it, and then go from there.
Cool, man. Are you planning on going like big turbo, bigger intercooler, downpipe, all that shit?
Maybe, we'll see.
Maybe?
We'll
That's
see.
what they all say, so that means yes. So I had a question. So for the people who like obviously have their car stock, maybe they can relate to this. Is this car like stock fun to drive?
So I had a 2000 Civic before this. I had modified it completely. The only thing I wish I had with that car was a little bit more low-end torque.
Okay.
This car in stock form is perfect for that, especially just if you're using it for day-to-day driving, dailying, no matter what. The low-end torque is just perfect. And then, yeah, if you want to build some more power, then you will have to shift it. From all the research that I've done on this, the stock turbos needs a little bit of room, but
yeah, it dies at the top end.
Yeah, but in terms of like in stock form, it's perfect the way it is.
So as for me, I've talked about like my mods like a million times, so I'm gonna do it really freaking quick. So full bolt-on, so what is that? Like that's intake, downpipe, intercooler, full tune, high pressure fuel pump internals, bypass valve, freaking boost controller, map sensor, the list goes on, full exhaust, all that shit. And yes, it is very fun to drive. Compared to stock, it is a night and day difference. Like, it's not like super crazy, but it's definitely worth the money. So some people are kind of like worried that, hey, if I start modifying my Speed, will it get unreliable? Will the gas mileage start going down? So for someone who owns a stock Speed, tell me, how's like the reliability been, your gas mileage? Go for it.
The gas mileage is good. Compared to when I had my Civic, this is better than it.
Okay, so what are you getting on like a full tank?
I'm getting about maybe 450 to 500.
That's kilometers, by the way, that's kilometers.
This is also, it also comes down to how heavy your foot is.
That's fair.
If you have a heavy foot, then you're gonna maybe do 400. Reliability, it's been pretty good. I haven't had any major issues with it. It's all your typical wear and tear stuff, like cabin air filter, oil changes.
Okay, so for reliability and gas mileage for me, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys, reliability, knock on wood, has been really good. I haven't really dealt with like any issues at all, to be honest. I think the only thing that's broken on me was like, I think like a speaker. I just try to focus on like my maintenance. So I do like, you know, regular oil changes, my transmission fluid, all those like regular maintenance things. I just did my valve cleaning not too long ago, fully surfaced injectors, cork sport injector seals, the list goes on. I've been doing all that and the car has been treating me very well. I think, I'm not even lying, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a stock airbox in a Speed. Alright, so now we're gonna compare like key differences. So engine mods, freaking exterior, interior. For all you guys who are like our stock right now and you're thinking, I wanna see like a side-to-side comparison of like a stock Speed compared to it. For all you stock guys who are thinking, I don't know, should I do it? And then so that way you get that real life like side to side comparison, seeing if it's like worth it or not. Okay, so yeah, here's a completely stock engine bay. It's actually really like kind of weird to see. Like I'm so used to looking at this. First initial differences is obviously like the exterior of just like the overall engine bay. As you can see, I put a lot of like time into it. Like I painted my intake manifold, my valve cover. Here's your stock air box, JBR 3.5-inch intake. As you can see, here's my ECU. My ECU has to be relocated because look how big the freaking JBR intake is. Jeez, look at that stock downpipe though. Stock bypass valve, got a forged bypass valve right here. So this intake manifold is actually ported and polished, PTCS delete, painted black, and then the valve cover to match it. Over here, you can't even really see it because of the shroud right here. But here's the stock manifold, the valve cover completely untouched. Obviously the biggest difference is the front mount intercooler compared to the stock top mount intercooler. So as you can see, I got the nice piping, and it's very easy to see the turbo now compared to like stock. Like you could literally see the KO4 like right there. And then you got the nice front mount right here compared to stock top mount intercooler. Yeah, it's almost impossible to see the turbo now. Yeah, I can't really see it. I feel like once you get like the front mount in and like there's no more top mount, it's just like the engine bay is just so exposed and like everything's just easier to see, everything's easier to access, all that shit. That's pretty much like the engine bay differences. As you can see, it's a lot more easy to work on. Everything's just a lot more exposed with like, you know, a front mount, and like the wires are like a little tucked compared to stock. Everything's just a lot more like, you can't really see anything when it's like stock. Like you can't even see the turbo.
It's factory.
All factory, all factory. So just popping the hood alone is a lot nicer to see when it's not stock. Oh, I even have like the hood dampeners too. Like that's even different. I took off my hood latch just for like a cleaner look, and it just looks badass, and it makes it easier to work on the car. So now we're going to be comparing exterior. So the first thing that you notice straight off the bat from the front, different grille. So you got the open mouth grille to show off the front mount, more airflow to it. He's got, is that a, you know what front lip that is?
I don't know. That was,
I think it's a different, yeah, it looks a little different than mine. It looks a little different. So he's got a different front lip. I've got my bumper cut into for the air duct for the intake. I got the canards, the hood scoop compared to stock hood scoop, so maybe there's a little comparison for you right there in case you were thinking of that. Also the headlights too, there's another big one. So these are OEM headlights, both OEM. This is OEM, literally the same thing, just opened up and painted, and then I got the red eyelids on there. As you can see, wheels. So these are my Enkey TM7s. These are the stock. These only come with the 2013. It's actually really nice how he has these. So moving on to the side of the car, we're gonna talk about the ride height. So here's how she sits right now. It looks like, it doesn't look too high for like OEM, to be honest. I think it's maybe because you have 235s. So it kind of like maybe fills it in a little. But honestly, it doesn't sit bad for like OEM ride height. Like I'm pretty impressed. I remember my car sitting a lot higher. I don't know if it's just me. So here's the ride height for my car. So for reference, I'm running Bilstein B14 coilovers. These are maxed out. These coilovers don't go that low. And as you can see, it's not that different, to be honest. Like obviously my car looks a little lower. Moving on to the rear, as you can see, this is where like I think like the biggest, well, obviously the front too. I think like the rear and the front is like obviously the biggest difference. So first things first, got my rear diffuser. It just makes the rear, because I noticed that these rear ends, they sit really high, like OEM, like just the way they look. So the diffuser definitely helps out. I have the nice 4.5-inch burnt tips. Here's the stock tips right here. And then my taillights are sprayed. Stock taillights right here. He actually has the tech package and I don't, which is, you know, it kind of sucks that I don't have tech package. Wing extension right here, just making it look a lot more aggressive. Honestly, OEM, it looks pretty aggressive, but once you start adding shit, man, it's just like a whole nother ball game. Is that a Speed 3? So in conclusion, if you want to go full bolt-on, these are the things that like would be reasons why. So if you want to like track the car, you want to go autocrossing, you know, you want to have some fun on the street, or like you want to like stand out and not be like that sleeper, because these cars are sleepers. And if you want it to stand out, then obviously you have to like put some work into it. And obviously if you're financially ready, I would say go for it, because it is night and day compared to stock. Yes, these cars are fun stock, don't get me wrong. Like when I had my car stock, it was a lot of fun, but like compared to how it is now, like the way it looks, the way it drives, I would just say it's like 100% worth it if you have the money for it. Eric, for the people who like are thinking of staying stock and you know they're kind of on the fence, what are some benefits of like staying stock?
If you want to stay stock, then you save money in the long run. Your fuel economy doesn't go down, and even if you decide to stay stock, you're still getting an overall good package of a car. The reliability's there. There's technically no cons to staying stock besides, you know, the fear of missing out.
It's just more fun.
Yeah,
and
it's more
faster.
fun to tune it and whatnot.
Yeah.
But if you,
it's still a fun car to drive stock. Like we still forget like stock speeds are still fast cars.
Right.
Like they have good power, they have good torque, they're still quick.
In terms of being a first car, I would say it's pretty good. Just because the value of the cars are at a good enough value where they're not too cheap where you're afraid that it might be crap.
Yeah.
And it's not too expensive where it's out of reach.
There's nothing wrong with being stock. Like I know there are a lot of my viewers who have speeds in our stock and are thinking of, you know, modifying their car. There is benefits, there is drawbacks to both, but you know, don't like feel left out or feel like you have to modify your speed. Like it's still a great freaking car, like overall. But I will say, so if you actually plan on modifying the car, I'm gonna give you guys some warnings. So you have to be mentally ready, okay? You have to be financially ready for any like minor hiccups, any like problems along the way, because let's be real here, when you start modifying a car, problems do occur, shit happens, but for the most part, it's still pretty good. It's a lot of fun. Like it's just a fun process modifying the car. And I will say, if you plan on modifying your speed, do your freaking research, because let me tell you, that is like by far like the most important thing with this car is doing your research. If you don't know what the hell you're doing, shit can go wrong, and then you're gonna be that guy complaining on the forums that shit blew up or whatever.
Avoid boost leaks.
Yeah, avoid boost leaks, zoom zoom boom, all that bullshit, and you should be fine. So where can they find you on like social media if anyone wants to follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Refused Perspective.
Refused Perspective. So before we head out, Eric, you have any last words on someone who's thinking of like modifying their stock speed?
If you're financially stable, then I would say go for it. You can do some mods that will accent the car better, even exterior mods. You don't have to do performance. You want to keep the reliability of the car. Exterior mods, hood scoops, canards, and side skirts and whatnot, wing extensions, stuff like that you can do no problem, and then you don't have to worry about the reliability of the car or your fuel economy going down.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the fuel economy is not bad, but yeah, you will. It depends. Like some people will say, like, oh, like my fuel economy is like great on like full bolt-on big turbo, and other guys will be like, yeah, it's shit. So it's really hit or miss. But stock form, it's good. It's good. But yeah, man. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Later, bro.
Later.
Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this helped out. I tried my best to help out for anyone who has like a stock speed and is thinking of like modifying it. I really hope this video helped out, like this little comparison. Yeah guys, anyways, thank you for watching. Like I said, you guys are enjoying the content where like I'm bringing a lot of cars in, and that's what I'm doing. I'm listening to the people. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Stay consistent. Peace.
Thank you.